Hey, good morning, traders. Hope you're well. Hope you're doing well. So today's video is going to be all about how to pick direction, how to know that you're on the right side when you're trading some of the major FX pairs. We're also going to talk about the up and coming Fed meeting and how that might be impacting the markets, and whether the Fed is likely to kind of take a different stance and maybe even surprise the market. We're also going to discuss how you should be looking at the various news events happening and where you can kind of find the latest news in order to basically stay informed on all things related to the market. So with that being said, guys, I want to start by reminding you, and I'm going to link it right up here on this video, of a video that I did a little while ago. In fact, it was done on the 9th of February. Okay, and I'll put a link also in the description. And it was to do with the dollar index, and that's kind of what I've been using to help me decide the long-term direction of basically where the market is going. And I want to show you basically, since doing that video, what's happened. And I really recommend that you go back and rewatch that video. So with that being said, guys, I'm going to bring in my dollar chart, my dollar index chart. Okay. And just to remind you, this is a dollar index that I've created myself. So it's like an equally balanced dollar index, which basically, for those that are quite new to trading, what it's essentially doing is it's telling me whether the dollar is going up and whether the dollar is going down, or whether it's likely to go up or down. And when we have that understanding of like, okay, well, likelihood is that dollar's probably going to go up. Well, what does that mean for the market? Well, it just means that, for example, it would have been, if you think the dollar is going to go up, then it makes sense to focus on buying dollars against some of the other major currencies like sterling, euro, Aussie, and so on. So let me show you very quickly where to, and you can kind of copy this, guys. If you want to copy it, absolutely fine. You can do that. So I'll just click on this right here. And basically, this is the formula right there. So that's how you build your own index. So you can see, guys, one of the things that I highlighted in that video was the cross that we had on the MACD, and also the fact that we were above the zero line. It showed me that, look, the dollar is probably likely to go up. And, it has continued to go up since I did that video. And if I just kind of show you basically what the market has been doing since then, well, if we go back to the 9th of Feb, let's make sure we're on so we're on crypto. So if we want to go Forex, FXCM is fine. And we go to the 9th of Feb. If you have a look at when I did that video, 9th of Feb, it's right there. You can see the euro dollar has basically kind of fallen, from 114, it went all the way down to 110. So that's a 400 pip move, which is about a $4,000 move on one contract. And cable was not done quite as much as that, but again, if you kind of take 9th of Feb around there, it was around 135.50, and it went as low as 132.62. So again, about 300 pip move there, which is worth about $3,000 on one contract. So, a decent move. And the reality is, guys, is that, if the dollar is going to continue to be strong, then the likelihood is that these currency pairs are likely to go even lower. So right now, I'm highlighting this to show you the power of understanding, when you isolate different currencies. And when you understand that, hey, if the dollar is really flying up, probably isn't the wisest thing to be buying sterling against the dollar. And so again, by looking at that analysis, the focus right now should be, hey, we need to probably still be looking for shorts unless something changes. Okay. And at the time of the video, I did show you guys there was this kind of channel. So the fundamental, sorry, the technicals here backed this up. So it was at a sell point right there. And it was, and so it all kind of aligned very nicely. So, so that's kind of one of the things I wanted to share. Now, the other thing I want to speak about is, one of the things that I like to do is to kind of look at, the news and figure out what's happened and how the market's reacting to things. So really, there's a lot of news sites, investing.com and Forex Factory and so on. But actually, if you're using TradingView, a really simple thing to go to is to go check out this URL, tradingview.com/news. And you can kind of see very quickly at a glance, it kind of filters out, you can see here it's coming from different sources. You've got Reuters and MT Newswise and so on. And so if you're trading currencies, for example, and you just kind of want to see, well, okay, what's happened in currencies? Well, you can see, at the this is literally about 20 minutes ago, what's happened. Euro area PPI jumps above estimates in January. So like immediately, what's going on. And you can see here, Eurozone unemployment falls down to 6.8% in January. So you can just kind of find out at a quick glance, what's actually maybe created the market movement. So it kind of keeps you aware. So I quite like this. It's quite an easy, quick way to see what's going on. And you can say, go to cryptos and have a little look to see, so, and you kind of maybe identify things that maybe you won't even look at. So you can see here, it says Bitcoin sentiment falls to its most negative point since 2020. What this means for BTC price. So you can kind of click on that and just kind of read and get a bit more of a fundamental view. Now, remember, you've got to take that, these are news articles. You're not going to necessarily use them to make a trading decision, but what it can do is it can just give you a little bit of a sense of what's going on in the markets. And that's important. You see, like, I don't trade off fundamentals, but having an understanding and a broad overview really helps me. It helps me with my sentiment, whether I should be going in aggressive, and I get a good understanding of what's going on in the world and how that might be affecting my positions. So it's something that I definitely recommend. And whether you use this or not, you can kind of use your own news sites. But I think this is quite a nice, easy way of looking at things. And I wouldn't spend more than 20 minutes a day just having a little look, but it can just maybe alert you to something that you can go and then explore. But yeah, now the other thing I wanted to speak about today, guys, is the Fed meeting. Now, Fed Powell's testifying today at 3 p.m. UK time. And he did yesterday as well. Now, what is this going to do? Well, it's unlikely to do anything today to the market. It may give a hint, though, of what he's going to do on the 15th and 16th of March, where we're basically going to get the rate decision, and this is going to be a big one. It's very, very important. Now, the consensus has been, obviously, rates have to go up. So that's kind of inevitable in many ways, but it's like, what is the sentiment going to be? How quickly? And because there's a lot of turmoil in the markets right now. There's a lot of uncertainty created by this war. And so is Powell going to change his stance? Now, remember, guys, if the if the interest rate goes up, this is bullish for the dollar. And so anything denominated against the dollar is likely to go down in values. And that can obviously impact Bitcoin and, all other currencies and anything denominated against the dollar. So you've got to look at that and be aware that that is a very important event. And it's not certain what's going to happen. Okay, it's certainly not certain. At the moment, remember, the market has been pricing in the dollar rate hike. right? So they're expecting it to go up and as expected. But what if there's a surprise? What if, Powell thinks, we don't want to kind of, at the moment with all the turmoil going on, we don't want to kind of, add more pressure by raising rates. And that doesn't happen. And certainly the sentiment isn't as strong. Well, that's going to be very bearish then for the dollar. And that can obviously create a complete U-turn on, and it can also give a boost to other risky assets like Bitcoin. So I think that is one of the key events of the month for sure. Now, also we do have non-farm payrolls, and that's going to be important as well. So if I just bring in the calendar, you can kind of see what's coming out. So this is the meeting today. I was just having a little look, and we have non-farm payrolls at 1:30 tomorrow, and that's going to be important as well, because it's going to kind of really show where the economy is at in terms from an employment point of view, and surely that's going to also impact the decision come 15th, 16th of March. So, again, keep an eye on this. Okay, be aware of these things going on. Don't just kind of be ignorant. Like, make sure you understand what's going on and don't get caught out. So I just wanted to kind of give you this quick update on some of the important things happening, and and also, like I said, really kind of keep an eye on what's going on in terms of the dollar. So from a technical point of view, the easy move was dollar strength. It still looks like dollar strength, but just be aware that can change, especially after the kind of Fed meeting in the middle of the month. And I think definitely not the payroll numbers will also influence that decision, in my opinion. All right, guys. So that's all from me today, guys. If you like this video, please like it by clicking the like button. We appreciate that very much. And hit the subscribe button and join our community on Facebook if you're not already there. If you're not already there, why aren't you there? What a great community we have. Now, so yeah, I'll put the links into the description. But other than that, guys, wishing you a great day, good trading, good investing, and good health to you guys. And I'll see you again soon. Take care.